On a scale of 1 to 10, how important are questions like question number 3? Scale of 1 to 10, super important. Okay. To the nearest degree, which values of theta satisfy the equation tan theta equals negative 4/3? So we want to solve for theta. We know that tan is negative, so our cast rule is going to come into play, because in order to solve this, again, we're going to use the strategy for drawing triangles. Once you've done this many times, you might have to draw less triangles because you know how to do it. But at the beginning, it's very important to draw some triangles. First of all, if tan is negative, what quadrants could that possibly be in? Quadrants 2 or 4. So what we're going to do is we're going to draw a triangle with a standard angle in quadrant 2, and we're going to draw a triangle from a standard angle in quadrant 4. Remember, our triangles always go back to the nearest x-axis because this is our reference angle. And these two reference angles would be identical because those two triangles would be identical. What can you label on those triangles? If we know tan of theta is 4/3, what does that tell us on those triangles? Which sides are 4 and which sides 3? Opposite would be 4, and is it SOHCAHTOA? The adjacent would be 3. Okay? And I didn't put any negatives in because I'm labeling the actual lengths. But you could if you wanted to. You could make this one, the 3 would be negative, right? And in the second one, the 4 would be negative because it's going down. Because you go by your reference angle, and if we put this acronym back up here, we're dealing with tan, and tan is opposite over adjacent. So here's my reference angle. The opposite of this would be the 4 over here. So now if you had that triangle, now you get to go back to grade 10 math. If I wanted to find this reference angle, and I have this triangle, how would I find that? Well, I'd write out that I know that tan of my reference angle is 4/3. And how would I figure out what the angle is? Tan inverse both sides. So we go to our calculator, tan inverse of 4/3. You get 53.1 degrees. And that is going to be the same in both of those triangles. That reference angle is 53.1 degrees. We haven't solved the equation yet because we need to figure out what theta is. In the first triangle, that's what theta would be, because that's an angle in standard position. In the second triangle, that's what theta would be. And the question tells us we need to find both of those by this statement right here. We have to look for all values of theta between 0 and 360 degrees. That's one full circle, right? 0 starts right here, all the way around, gets us to 360. So we have to find both of these answers for theta. How am I going to find the first one in quadrant 2? Right, we're going to have to subtract the 53 from 180. That'll give us 127 degrees. How am I going to find the one in quadrant 4? Subtract it from 360. Rounds up to 307. And those are two answers for this one. Now, how important? I said these ones are really important, so I'm going to give you not only these 4 questions, but another 30 questions in addition to this that I'll give you as a handout. That's how important. Another 20 or 30. I forget how many are on there. So, because they're that important.